Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Photographer Life Check. I'm your host, Qurissy, and today we have a very special episode. We have the season finale. Okay, since it's the season finale, that means we are officially 9 months. I carried this baby to term, okay? We 9 months, we going on maternity leave. I got to go. I got to take a break. I need a couple months, you know what I'm saying, to recoup. So, get in my little nesting bag. We a full-term pregnancy, babes. Like, we got to do what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But for the season finale, I wanted it to be really special. So today, as y'all can see, if you're watching, because you tuned in on YouTube or Spotify, okay? But if you're not, I have a very special guest with me. I have not only my photo friend, but my real life friend, our first episode guest, Tumi Adelaide.
Yes. Happy 9-month anniversary. And oh my God, you are glowing. You've been glowing for the past 9 months, and your baby is here.
Oh my God, my pregnancy glow.
No, for real, for real.
So proud.
What an honor to watch. Y'all already know who I am. To me, from episode 1, it's such an honor to have started with you and ending off this final episode of season 1. So yeah.
Me too. And I told you already, but I really want everybody to know. To me, I am so grateful to have you here because little do everybody know, technically, this is your third time on the show. Tumi not only was our first guest, which just made sense for me to have this full circle moment for you to be here with me on the last episode of the first season was really important to me, and I'm so glad you agreed. But Tumi also helped me with my first practice episode so that I can learn this software so I can see what it felt like to really practice this conversation. We did that together before our actual episode. So I'm so grateful for all this time and effort you've dedicated to me and the podcast and just all this support. I really am grateful, girl. And I love you.
I love you too. Okay,
Why am I nervous?
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay, so we're going to get into photographer fit check. So let's get into photographer fit check. So of course, eventually the podcast will be in person, so we'll be able to see everybody's drip live. But today I want to know what you are wearing, Q.
Okay. Typically, I'm in a lot of athleisure. Like you already know, I be in jogging suits and little leggings and stuff a lot. So today I have on my favorite one. Because it's a special episode, I was like, at least I'm going to put on one of my favorite ones.
Right.
It comes with the set, but I'm not going to stand up for y'all today. Y'all can't see all this. Body.
I love it.
But it's just a cute one. The necklace I always have on. And then my little Nike hat. Nike hit the email. We love a little Nike around here.
I love that. I love that.
But I love this one, especially when I'm on my walks and things.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah,
I feel like your head is so well shaped for hats. A lot of us big head people cannot fit a hat. So
girl, what?
fucking-
Ever since going bald, people have told me that. And I grew up thinking I had a big ass head because that's as a child, everybody just made fun of me. By everybody, I mean my parents, my uncles, my cousin, your big head ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, I got a disproportionately big head. And when I went bald, I was like,
yeah. And that would really tell you what you're working with for real. So
So thank you. Actually, I
Of
love wearing hats
course.
now. Yeah. Hey, get into your photography fit check.
All right. So my photographer fit check. I'm rocking this necklace that I thrifted from Pepe's Thrifties in LA. Actually, Maya from Black Image Center put me onto that spot. And then these Forever 21 earrings that I've been had since college, girl. And that was
I know that's right.
8-9 years ago.
I know that's
And
right.
then this top, exactly. And then this top is from when Target used to, fuck with us. They did a partnership with this, I want to say designer / streetwear influencer that I really love. Her name is called Kahana. It begins with a K. She's
Ooh.
iconic. But yeah, and then the bottoms. We're not gonna talk about that today because today's
Okay.
about
Yeah.
you.
Oh my God.
Okay, so can we get into the photographer life check?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so my first question for you today, Chrissy, is where does your creative journey begin?
Oh, wait, before we start that, I do want to mention for those who may not have seen, we did put a poll up earlier this week to taking questions from listeners. So throughout this episode, we'll be asking some of those questions that we got from y'all. And I'm very excited about that. Thank y'all so much for asking the questions. But back to what you said, where does my creative journey begin? Okay. So I actually realized this when I was very grown that I was always attracted to images because of my family photo albums. And I remember always wanting to do something artistic as a child, and photography just wasn't in my awareness yet as a job. Like, I didn't understand it yet. I saw ads all the time, and I would like question internally, like, how are people making commercials? How are people making this ad that's like on the bus stop kind of thing? But I didn't really have the understanding yet to like figure out how to go forth in that.
Mhm.
So I guess in that way, like as a child, I was always like in the arts and crafts things. And by the time I found photography and realized I could pursue it, it was when I was going away to college and I got my first camera that was like mine. Throughout my childhood, I was always using like the family cameras, always with a little camcorder, the little disposable cameras. We had a little Olympus also as a family camera for a minute. And with our little camcorder, I would pretend to be a news anchor or like a weatherman. And so like if it was raining outside, I'd take the camcorder up to the window and be like, "It's raining outside." Because I just like I had no other way of understanding how to create images or videos except for being like the person in front of the camera
Mhm.
or playing both sides, I guess. So once going to college, I had my first camera. I was still very nervous. I'm going to school away from home for the first time. And I just started shooting stuff on campus, like different fraternity events. I'll just
Mhm.
put it like
I
that.
didn't know that.
Right. I used to do stuff like that or just like shoot my friends, or I should say photograph my friends, like in the yard, just trying to figure out my camera for real, just trying to learn it, see what it was. And continuing out to like my college years, I started like hitting up friends to like be serious about it. Cause at the time, I was just trying to figure it out. I was just learning. I even worked on this like campus magazine at the time. But like even in that moment, I realized it wasn't the type of work I wanted to do. It was a lot of like step and repeat stuff, event stuff that I just wasn't actually interested in. But at the time, honestly, one, I truly just didn't have the skill. And two, I didn't believe in myself yet to like be a photographer because I still was trying to figure out what that meant. And first year especially, like I'm not doing photography related classes, like it's all general classes.
Mhm.
So I still felt like just such a novice at the time that I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I feel like all of those little pieces are really the things that start my creative journey. Oh, and also obsessing over album covers. I have a
Oh,
very large CD collection, and I would just look at those booklets like, how are people doing this? Like, this is
yeah.
incredible.
What would you say was the album cover that you were, like, obsessed with in college?
Oh my God. The first one that came to my mind is Kanye's My Twisted Dark Fantasy,
Mm,
because that came out. All the Good Fridays was coming out then too. And I was just like, oh, what an interesting approach to all of this different type of imagery.
mhm,
I really liked the animated style of those album covers. And it was also like very bold and punchy. And although none of those are actually like photographic images, that's just the first one that came to my mind.
yeah. No, I love that. It's 100% valid to appreciate, like, the creativity and design behind something without it necessarily being a photograph.
Yeah, I'm constantly inspired by non-photographers,
Mhm,
non-photographic things, you know what I'm saying? But I guess if we do have to choose a image-based album cover, I did always love College Dropouts. That's a really good shot. And all the shots in the booklet are really good. And Khaleesi's, is the album called Mixtape? Or is it called Taste?
I am
Oh yeah, my bad.
I am so bad when it comes to those things, but I do remember a lot of the Kanye album covers and imagery, so I love that.
Yeah, it's called Tasty. Khaleesi's Tasty album, which Milkshake is on.
Okay, all right,
Love that album cover. It's so gorgeous.
okay. And wait, so maybe I missed this. Did you study photography in college?
I studied photography and mass communications.
Oh wow, I did not know that about you. That is so dope.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I didn't graduate. I dropped out of college after
Yeah,
3
but
years.
still, that is so dope. Like, I don't know, like I don't meet too many people that are photographers now that got to study that in college
Mm.
to some degree, like maybe take a one-off class. Like I just took one photography class. But if I could study photography even for like a semester, girl, that would be amazing. Okay, so we have a question from uh photography and pho- photography, my bad. Photography
Yeah.
asks, what inspires you to keep doing photography?
First of all, thanks, Ty. I know Ty. She's a Chicago girly.
Oh,
What
Chicago.
inspires me to keep doing it? I think I just always have ideas. It's not really a thought to like stop or keep going. Not to say that I've never felt those feelings where it's like I've been down bad enough before to be like, I'ma just quit and get a regular job. It's all the benefits and stuff. Like I've had that feeling, but I guess it was never, I don't know, I guess I never actually believed it. Like how I was describing my early stages in my creative journey, I did not yet have belief in myself. And now I just believe in myself that even in those hard days, it's like, I mean, I'm going to always have an idea though. Like
Yeah.
the ideas just come to me. And like I said, like I'm always inspired, period. I could just stop that sentence there. Like so
Yeah.
much inspires me. So many people that are not image makers. I mean, just like things in general. I'm a nature girly in theory.
Yeah.
I really love the earth. I really love nature. I don't know, because when it comes to a bug, I just be like, I'm gonna go inside now.
That's the girl that did a 26-mile walk on the ground in LA. Like, what?
Okay, also, yes, I did just walk a marathon. I am so proud of myself. I'm still gagged off that. I'm still
Yeah,
gagged off
no,
that.
that's crazy.
But
That's
yeah, so I think the things that inspire me to keep doing photography might just be living life.
mhm,
Like the more I live, the more I like ingest and see in the world. And I just think life is tight. Like I'm always just getting another idea. I hope
yeah.
that don't sound like, I don't know.
Like disconnected, not at all.
Right? Like I'm kind of worried that it sound like, but
No,
that's not
because
how I feel.
no. I just tried to communicate to someone recently that creative blocks, I don't know if I feel like if you love like what you're doing and depending on the nature of it, I feel like with photography you could easily like just live life and find like just visual imagery that just inspires you in some way versus like maybe like a writer. But like if you're surrounded by inspiration and living in that every day, like I feel like what you just said is 100% valid.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't be
Okay.
trying to sound like snooty or something about it. I think
Mhm.
I'm just like actually very genuinely inspired by like so many things all the time. I have a little notebook of ideas I write down, and there's just so many because I'm always like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, what about this?
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I would say my perception of you, Chrissy, is you're a person that like when the curiosity like comes to you, like I feel like you interact with it like from the little things, from like your
Mm.
relationship to trying like weird fruits to like wanting to come something like a 26-mile walk. Like so yeah, it's just
I
about how
appreciate that. Yeah, I do like interacting with my curiosity a lot. Yes, thank
yeah.
you.
Okay, so I really love this next question, which is, did you always want to be a host? And I'm also genuinely curious about that as well, because when I had first met you, like I knew that you were doing a lot of the Lightroom Black Women Photographer like summits. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you now doing photographer life check, like that's something that like it is just destined to happen. And I could just kind of see it like going further and further. So I'm like, did you always want to be a host? Did you see yourself like interacting with image making and just like learning in this form?
No, not at all. I think I've always enjoyed a good host. I mean, even from like, like morning TV shows like Judge Mathis, I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed a good host. But no, I honestly did not see this for myself. I think the thing that attracted me to it is the fact that I have always loved interviews. I have always listened, or back during like blog era when like that was really popular, I was always reading interviews about my favorite artists. And I did always love a really good interview, a really good question, or like somebody like Nardwar, like who
Yeah.
always has like a perfect amount of information that is like stumping people or being like, oh my God, how'd you figure that out? I enjoy that kind of stuff. But no, I did not foresee this at all. And shout out to our network, Black Women Photographers, because Polly reached out to me to host that summit the first year. And I was kind of like, okay, like I'm down. This seems really cool and exciting. And I can talk about photography forever. But just so you know, girl, I've never hosted before. And she was like, basically, like, no, like you got it. Like, I just feel like you have the personality for it. And while I was there, I mean, of course, especially the first year, I was so nervous. Um, but it was also exciting. It was like I could talk about this all the time. Like this is a lot of fun. And doing the summit is actually what inspired me to do the podcast. And that's when I was like, after I became a host, I was like, oh, I like this. I want to keep doing this in this way.
Hmm. I love that. And this kind of brings me into a question from Skakadelic. Wow. Skakadelic.
Shockadelic.
Oh,
Shockadelic.
Shockadelic. Okay. Shockadelic wants to know what motivated you to start this podcast. I know you kind of already like um mentioned that the summit started it, but I'm curious, like that moment where you're just like, okay, I need to do this idea. Like, do you remember where you were and what like just, pushed you to do those things?
Yeah. Shout out to Shaka. I actually hosted a conversation with Shaka at the summit. So this is very cool to have this kind of like look at the way the tables turn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it was after the second year I did Black Women Photographer Summit that I guess in a particular time in my life in general where I was really like trying to form my community here in LA. It's post pandemic. It's like now it's open, things are different, we're different. And I'm like, oh my God, I get this opportunity to do it for the second year in a row. And I feel really honored because to me, it was validating. It was like, oh, I did a good job. I got affirmed not only by the guests that I was hosting conversations with, but also the people in the audience, and then Polly and the BWP team as well, that were
Mhm.
like, oh, I think that went really well. Like we should do this again. And I just thought about the way after that second year, I felt like invigorated having
Mhm.
these conversations. And these were like full days. If you ain't never been to the summit, man, we were hosting maybe like 5, 6 conversations a day. Every conversation is an hour. The keynote speaker is 2 hours. Like it was a lot of work and a lot of energy. And while I was exhausted at the end of and this is a 3-day summit, I was
Yeah.
exhausted at the end of every single one of them days. And even in that exhaustion, I was like, this is so fun. Like
Mhm.
that conversation was so cool. Oh my God. I love how blah, blah, blah. Like at the end of all of that, I was still thinking about all these positive feelings that I was like, that's when I really started plotting. Like I was like, how can I do this every day? How can I do this all the time? Like I want to talk to more Black women photographers all the time.
Mhm.
And it was in that moment where I started playing around with the idea. And also then I started talking to a couple friends. One of my friends in particular, I don't remember if he said something after the second or the third year, But he was like, "Yo, I feel like you should do this like all the time. Like
Mm,
you're a really great host." And I was like, "Oh my God, it's so crazy that you say that because that's what I've been thinking. I feel like I should do this." And he was like, "Nah, dead ass, like you should do this." And it's stuff like that that I feel like are messages from the universe for real, girl.
mm.
I'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna listen because I feel like you trying to tell me I should try this."
Yeah,
So yeah, I feel like that's where the motivation came from.
I love that. That's very beautiful to hear. And we live in a generation where people are seeing like the beautiful sides of what you create. Like they're seeing the final product. They're perceiving you through Apple, Spotify, and Instagram. So,
Well,
Dakota wants to know is what are the hardships though, like when it comes to doing photographer life check? What are the hardships of maintaining a podcast?
all the work that goes into it. It is a lot of work. And we're not even in person yet. My approach in life is in order for me to get the thing I want, I just try my best to get as close as possible
Mm,
every day, like as quickly as I can. I also am a firm believer in like using that creative energy, like that spark when you're inspired, using it immediately or as fast as you can,
mhm.
because I think that's when it's most powerful. Even in that, the amount of work that goes into scheduling and editing and planning for every episode, I research my guests. That's the most enjoyable part outside of the conversation. I love doing research on the guests. And I think that's where that like Nardwar thing comes in for me,
Mhm.
where I'm like, oh, I love being able to like formulate an episode.
Yeah.
So I try to like put all of this energy into like the positive parts of it, but there are a lot of moving legs. When I got to talk to the BWP team and be like, okay, what are we doing next? How can we make these changes,
Mhm.
segment changes, additions, removals, all types of stuff that I guess like the admin side of producing a podcast. It is a lot of work, but it's very
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I love that. You're literally living in exactly what you want to do every day. So I love that answer, and I feel the passion, and I know your fans do. So that's beautiful. Thank you for answering that.
Thanks.
I know it's so crazy, but you literally built this brick by brick. So let's talk about what the top looks like. Okay, so you have a delusional goal. What would you say is like the most delusional creative goal that you have right now? Like you're at the top of the mountain and you're like, this is what I'm going to ask the universe for.
As it pertains to the podcast, I think my delusional goal for the podcast is for us to be on a sponsored peer space tour
Mm,
where every venue we go to is Black owned and hosted at a Black owned studio. And every season is in a new city.
yeah.
Maybe I think it would be cool to do every month also. I think maybe that's even a bigger goal than that. But I think it would just be so cute to have the BWP girls in Houston, the
Mhm.
BWP girls in Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just have full seasons of like all of this talent. I think that'd be hella tight.
It's going to happen. Manifesting it into the world.
Pierce face, holla at me. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we know y'all got the fun.
Come on.
Okay, so GD Shoots wants to know, can I be on the next season? That's GD Shoots' question.
I actually just met them. Shout out to GD Shoots. I don't know if you can be on the next season. I'm leaving some space open to possibility. But what is most important for not only this podcast, but also our network is to have Black women photographers at center stage for
Mhm.
this. It's like, I think our audience can and should be more than Black women photographers. Actually, there have been some months where we've had a lot of male listeners. And at
Mhm.
first, I was surprised by that. But then on the other hand, I'm like, no, yeah, like you can get tips from the girlies. Like, yes, please do that. So I'm leaving room open for the possibility, to have somebody that is incredibly impactful like you and your work. I've seen GD Shoots work. It's really beautiful. to come and be in conversation with, I think it would be tight. But as for right now, we're hosting conversations with Black women photographers.
Just gotta say, I have so much admiration for how you stand 10 toes on your goals. And like, this is like who this space is for. So, like, I love that. And
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Period. You know what I'm saying? And I've thought about this a lot because, for example, for our Sinners episode, I really wanted to get the DP of Sinners, which her name is Autumn. I do not know how to pronounce her last name, sorry, but Autumn, who's incredible, a woman DP, but she isn't Black, And so, like, for a minute, I had a lot of conversations with the BWP team, like, hey, can we do this? Should we do this? Like, would that be me putting my foot in my mouth, basically, if I, invite somebody who I think would be super impactful on the show and like we could all learn a lot from.
Mm-hmm.
But, just asking them questions. And I think because it's important to me to be 10 tones down in this mission, I had to ask them types of questions.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, I think there's room for that. And we did invite her. She responded to us on Instagram, but she did not get back to us for an episode, which is okay because there's still time, baby. Season 2 is
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Seeds are so.
We would love to have you, Autumn. But I think Autumn, not obviously not knowing her personally, but seeing some of the work that she does and often working with Ryan Coogler, it's clear that she also sees the importance of seeing women like us in this field. And I think that would be a beautiful conversation to have.
I love that. Well, let's move on to the next question from Avion. I love this question because it basically says, if your camera could talk, what would it complain about the most?
Ooh.
And
Shout out to
low-key, like,
Avia.
you have a lot of cameras, and you have a lot of cameras that if someone were to look at it, they even have personalities. So I feel like they would complain differently too.
No, you're so right. And I do name my cameras. I feel like they do have different personalities. The first one I think of is actually my Fuji, which her name's Maj. I love Maj.
That's a pretty name.
I feel like, right, ain't it cute?
That's a pretty name, girl.
I could name my baby Maj, which is why I
No,
just
for real,
named
I
my
just
baby
thought that.
Maj.
I'm gonna let it go. You got it.
But for real, I feel like my Fuji would be like, girl, take me out this bag. You got me to bring me around all the time, and yet and still I'm in the bag. Put me on the shoulder, girl. Put me up against that eye. Why am I in the bag?
I love
I'm doing
that.
my best, Mosh. I'm doing my best.
Damn, Maj. It will be your time. It takes time. Okay, what's another camera that you have that you would be able to like voice their complaints?
This episode is brought to you by Art House, the first Black-owned film lab in the city of Los Angeles. Art House specializes in C41, black and white, E6, and ECN2 processing for 35mm and medium format film, using a custom-built cinema scanner to deliver stunning movie quality stills. Pick up or drop off a roll at their new location in Chinatown and check them out at arthousefilmlab.com or at arthousefilmlab on IG. And tell them we sent you. Actually, you know what? I actually just put a new battery in my Lomography instant camera. And I feel like she was probably sitting on my shelf for years. Like, pick me up. Why am you just bought a new Polaroid and I'm sitting right here? Why did you just get a new Polaroid? I'm right here. I feel like she was just yelling at me. So I put some batteries in her bag and I took her out and her flash don't work no more. And I think she's just like being reactive. I think she's throwing a little tantrum.
Yeah.
She's like, see, you wasted all that time.
You should have used me while you had me, while I was in my prime.
Right. She's still cute though. I've shot with her now since that day.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so Ari has one of my favorite questions. How the fuck so good, Qurissy?
Ari, my girl.
We love Ari over here.
No, truly. Period, babes. Thank you so much. I honestly don't know if this is a real question, but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I be drinking my water, my lime water.
Yeah.
Shout out to my parents. The genetics is strong. You feel me?
You be moving your body too?
I be going on marathon walks. You know, that probably has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But what can I say? I was born this way, baby. I was
No, period. And I feel like you have a good sense of your style. Like you be having some nice
Ooh,
tutus and you know.
thank you. I feel like, yes. There are definitely days where I'm like, ain't none of my clothes making sense right now. I don't know
Mm,
what the hell, which is probably, at least in part, why I be in athleisure so much. Because I love a little monochrome jogging suit. I ain't
mm.
got to think about it. But when I want to put that shit on, I will, in fact, put that shit on.
Mm, yes, period, period. Okay, we have a question that's a little serious, but I do love this question. It's from Bye Felicia. Bye Felicia asks,
That's so funny. It's by Felicia.
oh my God.
That's so funny. That makes sense. Yeah.
And I thought it was a creative, like I like that. But Bye Felicia asks, so you've interviewed so many photographers. What's one thing you've learned about yourself through hearing other people's creative journeys?
I really love this question. Thanks, Fee. That's my sister. um, um, so one thing that I actually think was so beautiful that I realized was my limited beliefs. And it was through our Shoot Your Shot segment where I would hear some of our guests' dreams for themselves. And it would have me reflect like, I've never thought about that for myself. Why haven't I? And to put a caveat on limited beliefs, I understand that it sounds really negative, but I think sometimes limited beliefs are subconscious. Like it
Mhm.
isn't necessarily that you disbelieve in yourself, but that you just never even considered it an option.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a limited belief. And yeah, and being able to like dream out loud with people and like help each other manifest in that way, the my little dream goals list has expanded. It's been like, oh yeah, why didn't I ever consider that for myself? I love this. I'm gonna do something like this. So yeah, I think that's probably just the most impactful thing I learned about myself.
Yeah, that's beautiful because it sounds like through hearing those like limited like beliefs or dreams, like you're even able just listening to it helps other people expand what they could potentially dream about. Like, oh, that's an option. So it's beautiful.
I think it's the other way. It's the other way around where I'm hearing them talk about their big dream and I'm like, oh, that's an
Yeah.
option.
Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah. I know. I love that. Okay, so I also have a question for you, a personal question. Okay, so it's kind of related to I would say like shoot your shot a little bit. Um
Okay.
but I'll still ask it now. So, if you were to like think of a type of, I would say, contributor to like a visual like story of some sort that you would like to have conversation with and learn about like what they do. What does that like industry or what does that person's role look like? Or
Mm.
what is like who exactly like would you think of like, hey, I want to interview this person related to image making or visuals of some sort?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Someone I'm so excited to interview is Renelle Madrano.
Oh.
I love her work. She also owns Ice Studio.
Mhm.
I love her work. I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me so much of like Source days, double XL days, and also the future. Like,
Mhm.
I don't, it's just like this really interesting feeling. It feels very homey, authentic. Like I know you, but
Yeah.
also editorial. So there's like distance. There's this sense of like luxury, exclusivity that lives in her work all at the same time that I think is really beautiful. And I would love to interview her. I would also love to shadow her, assist her. I would love to see how she's moving on set because I think she's such an incredible photographer of our time.
I love Renelle so much. I would say she was one of the first people I also identified as a black woman photographer. I was like, oh, this is what a good
That's so real. Wow. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. And I want to be able to tell her that. Like, like, does she know that? To me, I've never considered that before. Somebody's probably looking at you like, this is what a Black woman photographer looks like. Oh
Oh
my God, that's so beautiful.
yes. Okay.
Period.
So, all right. My next question for you is if your photography style were a song, your photographic style were a song, what genre would it be? And who would you feature on it?
Oh my God. If my style was a song, I don't know. I would like to say that it is in a little neo soul bag, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Oh, or an all R&B bag.
Mm,
But that could just be me. I be liking, in a romanticized life a little bit.
yeah.
And that don't necessarily mean that my work is actually romantic. It be feeling romantic. Like there be moments where I'm like, oh, this is so romantic. I love this. I
Mhm.
don't know if it's actually romantic.
I do feel the neo soul and R&B vibes, and I feel like immediately when you said that, my brain went to the photos you took during your Black Rodeo residency program.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay, period. See, because with your work, I was even thinking like, I feel like you're more R&B, like classic R&B, like 90s R&B.
Really nice.
And also, I feel like you're like a alt rock kind of vibe too.
I do
Like
like
I
that.
feel like your work exists in both planes.
Yeah, diversity is very important. Like we're
You know?
not.
Exactly, exactly. But the feature,
Oh yes, the
I
feature.
I'd love a little, you know, I was gonna say D'Angelo. I'd love a little D'Angelo in the mix, but you know who I actually think I want? Khalees. Honestly, we talking about life inspo. That
Yeah.
lady has inspired me my entire life. She's so cool to me. Her
Even
voice is so different. She was always like, I'm gonna do what I want. And she displayed that through her sound, through her hair color. She started a business. She doesn't do music as much anymore. She started basically like a wellness business. I used
wow.
to have a wellness business, and now she lives in Kenya. I'd
Oh,
love to move to Kenya. What? What are we talking about? I'm like, this lady's so raw. She be farming now. She's such a huge inspiration to my life. I love you, Khalees. Come on the show. I don't know what we gonna talk about, but I just want to talk to you.
period. Period. Okay, I have one more question under photographer life check.
Hmm.
First, last, fave. So, what was your first camera and your last slash most recent camera? And what's your
Hmm.
favorite camera?
I like this question to wrap up the segment. My first camera that was mine was a Nikon D3200. Shout out to that camera. Took her to college. She was a trooper. The last camera I got, I don't know if it counts because I can't use it. It's broken,
It
but it is
doesn't.
the last camera I got. Okay. It's an old Polaroid Joy-Cam, which, oh, I should have got it. In order to like pull the film, you have to slide it in and out. And I think that's just like a funky, like toy camera kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I actually found it in my family's archive. One of
Oh,
the last few times I went back home, we were going through totes of like images and there were some cameras in there. And technically that's the last camera I got. So I brought it home and I tried to get it working, but it don't work. And you can't buy film for it no more. So
oh wow.
it will never work. You can modify film for it, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have too many cameras to be doing all that.
Okay.
Okay, your favorite camera.
Oh yeah, my favorite camera. Hmm. I guess my favorite camera would have to be my baby, my 5D Mark IV. That camera has been with me for a few years now, and I love her. She's gone all around the world with me, honestly. I've taken her all sorts of places. She's seen all sorts of things. It's the camera I've bought the most lenses for and attachments for. I love her.
So would you say she's your favorite child?
I'm not gonna lie. She might be my favorite child. But none
Yeah.
of them are in the room, so none of them heard that.
I'll keep my lips sealed. Okay, so time for photographer life check playlist. Woo! Okay, so put us on. What's a song that you played while shooting recently?
Baby, you would think I came prepared for my episode with a song. I did not. I need to open the Spotify.
Period. No, because this is authentic though. Because like, what did you actually play?
Okay, no, for real. Oh my God, Solange, Losing You. Ugh, I
Oh,
love this song. I love this song. I love this song. And I think it's also a good vibe because even though it's like technically a sad song, it's an upbeat sad song. So it's
uh-huh.
just like good to like, duh, 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 duh. And I love moving and dancing on set.
Yeah, yeah, no, same. What would you say is like the genre of music that you love to like have on set, like when you're opening your Spotify?
Well, most of the time I do let my subject pick because
Mhm.
either it fits the vibe of the concept, or
Okay.
if there is no concept and it's just like I'm doing, I don't know, like headshots for somebody,
Mhm.
I let them pick. And if they're like, nah, you can pick, it's whatever, it's usually like an Afro beat, an alt R&B, or the Solange, Erica Badu kind of
Mhm.
bag, No Worries kind of bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. And that's so thoughtful of you to let your subjects like pick to get comfortable and stuff. So,
Yeah, I feel like it's important.
yeah. Okay, so now what I want to
Wait,
know.
we need your edition. What have
Mine?
you been? Yes, especially because this segment didn't exist when I interviewed you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Loki.
we gotta add yours.
Okay, so I sent him the soulful deep house mix that I have, but I did want to hear a specific song that's the total opposite. And the artist's name is Lancey Fox, and the name of the song is 25 Wag 3 Do You Too, like just nonsense. Like it's a crazy title. But I just like the song. It just kind of like it was towards the end of the shoot, and I just remember us getting
Mhm.
in this mood. Like there was like we had like 10 more minutes and we were like just I don't know, we're activated. So it was the perfect song for that. That
Okay, I'm excited to listen. Yeah, I just looked it up too. This song title. Oh, I think it's swagged out, but spelled goofy.
Oh, you see that? And thank
You
you.
see
Because
it?
and that's how it goes. We're like too swagged out, you know.
Oh yeah, too swagged out. That's funny. It's giving MySpace letters. Remember you used to type like that on MySpace?
Totes. Okay, yes. Wow, you are a sorcerer.
Okay, I gotta play that. I gotta see what they talking about.
Yeah, it's I like that song. Okay, now time for photograph not taken. So, what's a photograph that you wish you would have taken but you never did?
Okay. Oh, before I say that, I do want to shout out to Really That. They asked me basically this question in a different way. So instead of putting it in an episode, I was like, I'm gonna answer it anyway. But thank you for
Mhm.
sending your question. What's a photograph I wish I would have taken but never did? Also, for some context, I think for season 2, I might switch up the way I asked this question because
Mhm.
originally I wanted to be like, however my guest interprets that. And I did get a lot of different answers, which was really cool. But what I did find is some people heard that and it made them think about the ways in which they could have done something better on set. And I was like, oh no, like I don't want to inspire that. The thing that made me, which honestly, this question is the foundation of the podcast. I had this question first. Like,
Oh
this
wow.
is what I wanted to ask everybody.
Mhm.
And it's just because it's a thing that I've always liked talking to people about, like these images that they see. It's
Mhm.
also something I just like naturally call out when I'm walking around, like, oh my God, that's a beautiful photo. But I'm just talking about something I'm seeing. So I think for season 2, I might make it very structured because also when I provided context, people will be like, "Oh, yeah, like, I see that all the time." And I'm like, "Yes, exactly." Okay, so a photograph that I wish I would have taken but never did. I don't have one from today because I haven't been outside yet.
Okay. So maybe like the
But
last, maybe this week?
yeah, a recent one. I was walking in Highland Park and I was practicing noticing stuff. So I was raw dogging on my walk, like I wasn't listening to nothing, headphones off, and I was just observing around. Which also, girl, I found money on the ground. When's the last time you found cash on the ground? Baby, I found $32.
That's a
What?
good amount.
You
That's a
know,
good
like
amount.
who be finding $32? I said,
Or
"Oh, thank you,
maybe a
God."
$20 bill, but the extra 12?
Hello?
Thank you.
I looked around too. I was like, "Wait, what?" Because I was also like, "This not how y'all gonna kidnap me either."
Wow. That's kinda crazy.
So in this same walk, there was across the street from me, there was an orange tiled wall that
Mm,
had these pillars that stood out that was a really pretty green. So the orange honestly is like an orange like your shirt, maybe
mhm.
like a smidge deeper, and then a super complimentary green. And by itself looked beautiful. Like I looked at it and was like, "Ooh, a color palette. Okay." But then at almost like the perfect time, this really short man walked by and the shadow, the way the sun was, the shadow of him hit the brick or excuse me, the tile before he got there.
Yeah,
And it was just like, oh, like if I was a street photographer, it's literally the perfect photo. I was like, oh my God, like he don't even know that he is art right now. It
yeah.
was stunning. And then I just had to keep walking and know that that moment happened and I couldn't photograph it.
Honestly, the day that we're able to, like, just snap things with our eyes, like I know those,
Like that Black Mirror episode.
right. Oh my god, I would love that for evidence.
Receipts.
Exactly. Okay, I guess I should answer the question too, right?
Yes, please. I would love to know a recent one for you.
All right. Yeah, this is actually very recent. I would first like to lead that this is not my answer is not rooted in jealousy. It's more so when you see someone execute something so good and also you're in
Mm,
love with the subjects and also the subject matter, aka Black
yeah.
Love, aka Ryan Destiny and Keith Powers, aka their engagement photos. Girl,
Those photos are gorgeous.
I
Wait,
wish
honestly, who is the photographer? Because they
they ate down and they ate down well. Like those photos are so good that I was like, wow, I wish I captured it. And there's so many elements I loved about it. For one, you could tell they had like a pretty big space to work with. So I love that they worked
yeah.
inside the space and also shooting the subjects inside the space from outside of the building. Like there was a window shot,
Mhm.
like a circular window, and I was just like, wow, like I love it when you go on a set and you're just imagining like the subjects in certain places and I could tell the photographer was like, yeah, like I need to shoot y'all there. So it just really inspired me. I was like, damn, I wish I took those photos, but I'm so glad this person took these photos of them because they did so
Ooh,
well.
I feel that. I think I found a photographer. Her name is Emma Bayless. Bailey's.
Send me that because
I found it. It says image source on the Essence write up of it.
okay, that's fine. You know, she might not be a black photographer, but she's still a
She definitely still A. It was beautiful. So shout out to Emma for that.
yeah, she did well. Okay, so next, the gear don't matter, but
Mm.
what's your favorite piece of equipment to use when it's like when you're shooting?
I guess it changes a lot, but I really do love a V flat.
Mm,
I appreciate the ways in which I feel like my lighting has grown is largely because I started using V flats in creative ways. And
mm,
really, it's so simple, but I think knowing how to utilize your V flats, it just changes the game. And so
mm.
I love a V flat. Shout out to V flat. You know, even if you DIY your V flat, I'm into that too.
I love that. I've always wanted to like work more with V flats, but I'm so intrigued by people like you who know exactly like where they want to put it. Like that's so scientific and so cool. You're a
Thanks.
wizard.
It does I feel like it is like the most technical I've grown to be.
Mhm.
And that is one thing that I like about your work, where it is less technical and more so about the feeling. And it always comes through, babes. If y'all saw the most recent photos from Tumi, you know it always comes through.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And I always appreciate like having you on set where I'm like, okay, I want the lighting to eat. And I know a girl who like her photos like be nice. So you're always the first person that comes to mind.
Thank you. We are a dream team the whole time.
No, for real,
Like
for
every
real.
time we work together, I'm like, I love these photos.
I love that. Thank you. Okay, so shoot your shot. What is or who is somebody or a company that you'd love to photograph or work for?
Oh, babes, the list is long. I am very interested in working with travel companies right now. I think it would be so cool to like work for the city or the country. Like travel Chicago, travel Portugal, travel Puerto Rico, travel boards and stuff would be so tight. But if I was to pick a specific person, Stone Cold Steve Austin has been on my list for a really long time. I want to photograph that man in like a really soft way. I think it's already a part of his branding and his image. He like owns a vineyard or something now, or maybe just a wine company. I don't know. But he's someone I loved as a kid and was basically playing this character of a redneck. And even as a kid, I'm like, I can't believe I like this character. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell? But
yeah.
to learn Right. But to learn throughout the years how he was actually like one of the more supportive wrestlers at the time, especially like my era, I was watching wrestling, which was the Attitude Era. And he didn't play around in a way that I can appreciate. At least that's what the stories are from some of the interviews and documentaries that I watched. And it made me like him more as a person. And so then when I started like seeing him with his wine company or whatever in his backyard just chilling, I'm like, I would love to photograph this man in a really soft, beautiful, like editorial way. I think it'd be really fun.
It's beautiful. I love that. Something about like juxtaposition in photography, like you'd expect like this guy to
Yeah.
be all and then capturing that softness is so beautiful.
Yeah. So Stone Cold, if you're listening, and I know you are, holla at me.
Period. Okay, so we are at the end of the podcast. I have one question for you.
Yes.
Where can the people find you?
Of course, y'all can find me as your host on Photographer Like Check. Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, anywhere you can listen to your podcast. And even though this is the season wrap, we'll still be sharing some things online. So you can stick around until season 2. You ain't got to go nowhere. And then on a personal note, you can find me at QURISSY pretty much everywhere. Also on my website, ChrissyPhoto.co. And yeah, but before we leave and before they find you, I would love to celebrate. One of my things, I say it all the time on the show, is I love a milestone. And I like to celebrate every little thing I can celebrate. So
Mhm.
we got some cakes today.
Yeah.
So it was so cute. I got Tumi a cake from Lilith Bakery, and she got me a cake from Nothing But Cakes. And to celebrate this beautiful moment, we just gonna have a little dessert with y'all.
Yes.
Oh wait, cheers.
Cheers. Oh
I'm
my
so
god.
proud. Oh my God.
Oh my god. Same girl. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm.
Like
Whoa, I took a big spoonful.
do the same
Okay.
thing.
So I got it's Biscoff, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, a Biscoff cake from Nothing But Cake. Oh, that is sweet, but that is good.
And this is a carrot cake from Lilith's Bakery.
Yeah, I want a
Yeah,
piece.
so this off, I saw that going viral on the internet. So I was like, you know what? I want someone to try this. And I was like, who loves treats and is giving me a treat? Like you.
I do love a sweet treat, babes. One thing about it, she's a sweetie pie.
And I love
Oh my
biscuits.
God. And I haven't had a Biscoff in a minute. I'm
Girl,
just so proud, girl.
girl, you have so much to be proud about. You're literally amazing. You're a superstar. A
And I
superstar.
only know superstars. You know, that's my favorite thing about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everyone that has been on has just been so incredible. Like every time I'm talking to y'all, I'm like, oh my God, like that's what you do? Oh my God.
Wow.
It's so tight.
Yeah. When I listened to Maya's episode, hearing like some of the
Mm.
backstory, I was like, wow. And I could tell like how much you enjoyed even like just like connecting the dots. Like it's so beautiful.
Oh my goodness. So while we're doing that, I'm going to take this time to say thank you. I want to thank, you don't got to put it away. I ain't putting my cake away.
I'm like, Loki, I want to save it for the end of my day. I've already eaten half.
True. Okay.
I ate half. I'm like, okay, but let's get back to the appreciation.
Okay. So I want to get to my thank yous before we head out of here. I want to first say thank you to Black women photographers, not only for the opportunity to begin this project together, but also to open up the network in this way. Like we are the podcast that launched the network for Black women photographers to grow. And I just think that's so tight and so beautiful to be believed in that way. And like I mentioned earlier, Ollie is the reason I started hosting in the first place. And I'm just really grateful. Like that is so tight and it feels very important. So I thank y'all so much. Secondly, no, for real. Shout out to BWP. Clap it up for that.
Literally.
And to every single guest, I love y'all so much. Thank you so much. I feel like it's such a dedication to spend not only your time, your energy, and to share your work at the same time. And quite a few of our guests got really intimate and really vulnerable in their episodes. And I'm just so grateful that it felt like a safe enough space to do that and that we can go through that work together. Even for the people that didn't get that deep into their work like that, I think it was still beautiful to be able to laugh with every single guest. Like, when I thought about this recently, because I made a video for TikTok about it, and the idea of like legacy came up, and I was just like, oh my God, like this is a part of my legacy. Like we've all laughed together for officially, I think this is what, 42 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
What? Like that's so incredible. So I'm truly grateful for every single one of y'all who pulled up. And I just really appreciate it. And then, of course, to all of our listeners, we grew this podcast from scratch, like from nothing. I had no other way to find a listener outside of the BWP network. And one of the most incredible things that has happened to me multiple times now, which I did not expect to happen so soon, was meeting strangers and then being like, oh, yeah, I listen to the podcast, or oh, yeah, I know about the podcast. I'm gagged every single time. I'm like, what? Like, you know about the podcast? Like, you don't even know about me as a photographer. You just know me as a podcast host. That's crazy. And I did not foresee that coming so soon. So thank you so much for all the comments, all the listens, all the subscribes, all the downloads. I'm incredibly grateful to see the proof that other people are curious or interested. And that's just hella rewarding to me. So I really appreciate y'all. An hour every week, at least. Some of these conversations be long. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to thank you again, Tumi, for hosting this season finale episode. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I can't believe this is our third time together. I hope it's not the last. I hope we continue to do this together. And you really just the realest one. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also, to me, shout out to me for sticking to the plan. I love you, me. I really
love
am
you, Q.
so proud. Thank you. I love you
Bam.
too.
Wow.
Cheers to that, baby.
No, literally. I love when I see people literally walk up to you like in public and they're like, yeah, like I know your pod. Like, so that's just so cool to see. So,
babe, gagging. I'm like, oh my gosh, my little baby pod. Wow.
I know, man. Bro, you're gonna be at 300 episodes soon. Girl, you're almost at
So
50.
soon.
It's crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
And at the start of all this, I didn't know if I wanted to do seasons or just like an everlasting kind of run of show like a lot of people do. But I'm so glad we decided on doing seasons. I think it allows us to come back every
Yeah.
year a lot better, a lot more polished. So I'm just feeling really grateful right now. Thank you for celebrating this with me.
Of course. We love you. I love you.
I love you. But can you tell the people where you can be found?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at TTUMIE. And also my website is tumiadelaide.com. Yeah, but those are like the two main places. Please don't look me up on TikTok. TikTok is a dumping ground for things. But you know what? That might change soon. So, you could maybe look me up there. It's TTUMIE underscore whatever.
I'm
Or TTU.
crying. Tumi be
Yeah.
making good TikTok videos.
I just be playing around on there, girl.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in for our last episode. And we will catch you next season. Bye.